cookie,
Yeah.
and I got a cold brew.
Okay.
Then I got like a small pulled chicken thing. I got the pulled chicken thing in the cookie immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Super fast. It was like a deli case.
Yep.
It took 10 minutes for me to get a cold brew. The cold brew arguably is the easiest.
Of the things, yeah, because you're just
Yeah.
it's already pre-made.
Yeah, and it's, they have it on tap too. So they just at this coffee shop, they just pull it in. But because this place is set up like a restaurant and also a coffee shop, so and it's kind of like on a corner, the stores, if you can imagine. So it kind of splits off into these two different like long corridor hallway style things.
Yeah, as you would expect. Yep.
I place my order and they go, your pickup, like your pulled chicken pickup thing is going to be over here on the far right of the store.
Mm-hmm.
And then your to-go coffee will be on the far left of the store. It's two different pickups, two different stations.
Okay.
Which I think makes sense from a managerial standpoint. But from a customer standpoint, I was like, this is so inconvenient to have to go to these different sides of kind of a crowded restaurant to get your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was sitting there and I watched this one barista. There's one barista making the drinks. There's another barista just taking orders, kind of like a typical coffee shop. Then there's like a few other kind of barista hybrid waiters and waitresses.
Yeah.
Like walking around and doing their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I identified this. So because it's a restaurant, they also do like wine and like, I think it's just wine and maybe beer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fridays, so people are probably already starting that.
Yeah.
So one barista is pouring glasses of wine. He's making lattes. He's making flat whites. He's making like all these. And I realized, I was like, this guy's the bottleneck. It's like, this is the Herbie of this entire restaurant.
Dude, you either die a villain or live long enough to see yourself become a Herbie. And I've been saying this for a long time.
Dude, so in that book I recommended you, Essentialism, he does a full rundown of that scenario with Herbie. He's like in the legendary book, The Goal. I was like, I know the goal. The goal is to make money.
Dude, I will say this. One of my favorite things about being and I'm not well read by any stretch of the imagination. There are people who have read more about Wells than I have.
You're pretty well read, I would say.
But the connection, but when you make a connection between two like life-changing books, you know what I mean? That's a pretty cool. You know what? You feel like you're on the in crowd. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it feels good, especially the example that like he used from the book. I was like, I remember this part the most. But he did a really good job of kind of summarizing it too, which I was impressed by.
I drink coffee out of this mug.
Yeah.
First of all, just take another gander at this mug. Dude. This mug is just nice.
It's beautiful. Your background is kind of taking away from its majesty.
That's why I'm putting it in front of me. They got speckles on the inside too, which is pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure it's handmade. It's got to be.
Mm-hmm. But one of the nice parts about it, so I considered your advice. I deliberated about it and I decided to not heed your advice for this purpose.
On the mug?
Yeah, bringing the mug with me to Zoka while I went and got more coffee beans.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But I deliberated and I made a decision based off of other lifestyle factors. So the first lifestyle factor was I don't like to drink a lot of coffee after noon. I get jittery. It hurts my sleep schedule. I just don't like it. I like to cut coffee off at noon. I get up early. I got a lot of time to drink coffee before noon. It's more of a like you gotta get when the getting is good, as the people would say. And sorry, I'm fixing my camera because I was like weirdly not in the shot.
Looking at the actual Zoom display, or are you looking at, how the camera has its own app? Oh, I just realized I'm not even using mine.
Yeah, no, I went over to the camera app and I moved it manually.
I need to use mine.
So then I watched this video today about how when you make coffee, it can make your coffee taste better if you take out the Quakers. You know Quaker, you know what a Quaker coffee bean is?
A Quaker coffee bean?
Yeah.
Like the smaller ones? I don't know.
So when you're roasting coffee, some coffee won't get roasted quite as much as the other coffee beans, and it can ruin the flavor of the coffee of the cup of coffee.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
essentially what you do is you just pick out like there's like not a lot. It's like I probably picked out like 5 coffee beans, right? But those 5 coffee beans can change the clarity of the cup of coffee. So I was like, for this new mug that I remortgaged the house for, I figured I would go all out for the first cup of coffee that'll go into this,
Do we know? Have you announced to the group how much you've paid? And don't say
I have
it.
not.
Don't say it. Don't say it. But I want people to guess how much. And this isn't a shaming exercise. There is a point to the end of this that I think is actually very important to our live stream. So we will give a double entry for the free Journal Friday giveaway at the end of this live stream for the person who can get the closest to guessing how much Kyle paid for this mug that you see here. And now you are more than welcome to ask any clarifying questions about the mug. But once we get someone who is super close or right on the money, we're the first person to say it. They're going to get a double entry in the free Journal Friday.
You have 2 shots at it. All right. So anyways, I'm watching this video this morning about coffee cup clarity. Because I'll be honest, I'm gonna take a sidebar here. I like the first 15 minutes of the live stream because I'm allowed to just absolutely hijack the conversation, talk about whatever I want to talk about. And I love that. I love that about our live stream. And people think, oh, he probably does it on accident. I do not do it on accident. This is highly, highly purposeful. Anyways, so I pick out all the Quakers, and then there's also some other like coffee beans that are like deformed that you want to take out as well, because those can kind of change the flavor as well.
Yes.
So I told myself like the first cup of coffee that goes in this mug is going to be special. So I did all that extra work. And then after you grind the coffee, what you can do is you can take your like whatever it's ground into, like whether it's like you grind it to a cup or they have like a dosing cup that comes with the grinder. If you shake it up and then you blow into it, it blows the chaff out, but not the coffee grounds. And the chaff can make the coffee taste a little bit more papery. So you blow the chaff out of it. So I kind of got as much chaff out as I could. And the coffee was better. It tasted better. It was more clear.
Makes a lot of sense. So is the chaff the Quaker? Is that what that is?
No, so Quakers are like under roasted coffee beans. And chaff is the like little like the debris that's not coffee grounds that you get when you grind coffee. Like that little it's almost like tan little flakes.
Yeah.
That's chaff.
Okay. Man.
It's actually it's a thing people say, like separate the wheat from the chaff.
I've heard that.
That's a thing people say. So anyways, made the coffee really good, and I figured, for this incredible mug that I spent my entire life savings on.
Okay, let's get.
I'm
going to read through some guesses. Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to see where they start. I'm going to start on Facebook. Queen said $250, which I will go ahead and say is over the amount that Kyle spends.
Yes.
Although I like where your head's at.
I do. It is safe, but not that
30. This guy said $33.95. And then over on YouTube, we got a lot of guesses. So Christian Gonzalez, we got 40, 20, we have 80 from Patches. We have how do I say this? It's Karen, right? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, I believe that would be Karen, yes.
Karen Little, $60, and then underground indie, $60, Meredith, $70. Where's Waldo, 29. And then again from underground indie, 120. How much did you pay exactly for the mug? Should we, and before you say it, should we do closest without going over?
So I was actually, so we have two guesses that are close, but
Okay.
for different reasons. So we have one guess that's close because of the MSRP retail price, just like what is the list price of this product?
We're going what you paid. Full
What
what
I
you paid.
paid. Okay, then I think that we have I think we're having closest without going over, but even though the closest one is both closest and not over, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So actually, I have the receipt right here.
And the price, the final price that Kyle paid for the mug you see before you is
The price isn't on here.
is not on the invoice for some reason.
It's just that was a packing slip, not an invoice. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong word earlier. It's like I don't run an e-commerce company.
Yeah, I had a feeling because you're like this is the invoice for some reason, and I was like, that looks like the packing slip, which I know you know what a packing slip is.
Yeah, classic, just a classic Kyle move. My total price, including tax, was $63.92. $10 shipping plus state and city tax, $63.92.
Mhm.
The winner is Karen Little.
Karen Little. It was a close call because Underground Indie said $60, but right after Karen Little said it, but Karen Little on YouTube said $60, and that is the closest guess.
And I will say this, I probably would have given it to Karen anyways because Underground Indie double backed. So when you double back, you don't get the
not only was there a double backing, there was just a doubling of the first guess.
Yeah.
It went from 60 to 120, which it's not a very confident guess. I need to get my camera following me.
So Karen, you can go ahead and put your name in there twice, and I will not delete your duplicate.
There you go. We can also do it in order, but whatever's easiest.
But yeah.
Ooh.
That was me talking about my mug. And I could talk about it even more. I could talk about it even more if I really wanted to, but I shouldn't.
I want to do a quick segment. This is a foreshadowing segment. Okay. We usually talk about random stuff for about the first 30 minutes of this live stream, maybe even the first 40 minutes. It's safe to say a majority of this live stream is you and I bantering back and forth, which I don't know why people keep showing back up for it. But Kyle, dude, give me your brag from this week.
Do I have a brag from this week?
Yeah, give me your brag. What do you got for this last week?
Is there something specific you want me to brag about?
No.
Should we wait till brag o'clock or should we do it right now?
No, let's do it right now. I want to get your brag for the week.
I did more stuff than I normally do. I taught classes. I went to like meetings. I went to more practices than I normally go to for the coaching stuff.
Yeah.
And I probably wasn't as good as of a co-founder as I probably could have been this week, but I feel like I did a decent job. And
you're a great co-founder this week.
I felt like I spent more of my time doing things that are hard and matter to me than doing things like playing video games or eating junk food, even though I did eat a lot of junk food. But I felt like I did more good stuff.
Yeah, I got that vibe from you too. You seemed a lot more vivacious this week.
I got the vivacious.
Seemed a lot more alive this week,
I appreciate it.
And as someone who spends a lot of remote time with you, it was cool to see. And I'm glad you're bragging about it. It's also, the coolest thing, one of the coolest things that the business has brought about, and there's a long list of cool things, which I don't know if we really touch on it all this much, but one of the first things Kyle and I met in college, and one of the first things that I remember Kyle telling me is he wanted to be a professor. And Kyle's told me a lot of ambitions for his life, some small, some big, all over the place. You know, Kyle is a passionate person.
I feel like I follow through on a lot of them.
Yeah, you know. So one thing that I think I've always felt, just hearing Kyle talk about it, I felt like Kyle's really connected to it, was teaching and being a teacher and, you know, all that stuff. And I feel like one of the coolest things that we gloss over a lot, but is still kind of new to us, is the fact that you are currently teaching a college class. You're a professor. That's insane to me. And I don't know if it's necessarily safe to say this, but I feel like if it weren't for the business, like, I don't know if you'd be doing the professor thing at this point.
Well, absolutely not. There'd be no way. First of all, no one would care about my opinion because I wouldn't have an opinion. I've worked in sales this whole time. So I don't know if anyone would really care about what I had to say.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense to salespeople. I you know, sometimes you got to step out of the norm to have something interesting to say.
Well, I just want you to know, as your friend who has, you know, been your friend for almost a decade, one of the earliest things you said, one of your earliest dreams from our friendship, from when you were like maybe 19, was you're like, I want to be a professor. And I'm really proud of you. And it genuinely is a big honor to have started something with you that has allowed you to achieve one of your dreams, even though we're at the very beginning of that dream being, you know,
yeah,
it's cool. So I'm really proud. I'm proud of you for that.
I appreciate that. That means a lot.
It's surreal when you're like, I have to go teach. I'm going to go teach my college class that I teach. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's honestly weird to say. And I mean, I'm very fortunate that the university that I teach at has like helped not just me get an opportunity to teach, but also like has given me like mentorship. I'm like the assistant professor. I'm not an assistant professor, but I'm the assistant to the professor. So I'm like co-teaching this class. So I get to be back in the classroom for a semester before I have to like run my own classroom, which is really nice.
Mhm.
I get some reps at grading, doing lectures, doing just a kind of stuff like that, which is really nice. Before it's like all on me. So yeah, it's an entrepreneurship class, so it's pretty on the nose as far as how you guys know me. Yeah. And then what was I gonna say? I had one more comment that I was gonna say, but I forgot. How about you? I mean, yeah, I think you have a lot. I feel like we both had good weeks, you know? I feel like we both did the things we were supposed to do this week. I want you to brag about yourself.
You know, I did a lot of things I didn't want to do this week. And I feel like for the last 2 or 3 months, if I'm being honest, like really since like November, I just kind of like let my foot off the gas. And I think in some sense it was good. Maybe 20% of it was good and relaxing, but about 80% of it was just me, you know, being lazy. And what happens for me, maybe this is different for other people, but as I'm coming out of it, in hindsight, I look back on it and I'm kind of like, what happens for me is I let my body and my feelings become my boss. I don't let my mind become my boss. Which I know this is like very bro sciencey, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like when you wake up early, you wake up with intention. When you go exercise and you do like heavy lifting, when you like go do the cardio or you go do the thing, like none of it's fun. Like it's hard. It sucks. But when you feel in your body, I don't want to do this. And I don't mean like I'm injured and I'm still doing it. I mean like my body's just like, we want to lay on the couch. We want to eat Cheetos. My mind stopped being the boss for a few months and my body just was like, we're eating Cheetos. That's all we're doing. So it felt good this week to start to, you know, work on the muscle of my mind and my willpower and to look past my feelings and look past my emotions and feel them, let them be a thing, but also know that they're just kind of a fading reality. So anyway, this week was really good. I kind of feel like I came out of this like few months slump I was really diligent about working out. I was really diligent about tracking my diet, which I don't usually do. I was really diligent about my chores, keeping my space clean. So yeah, it felt really good. I feel like you and I kind of play off each other a lot because we spend a lot of time together, and I feel like it's no coincidence that we both did a lot of hard things this week.
Yeah,
or did a lot of things this week. So
absolutely.
there you go.
I think that I don't know about you all. I kind of know you a little bit more, Nick, obviously, but I live in like a dramatic world of binaries. Like I live, it's like either X or it's Y, or it's 1 or 0. And for me, it's like either I'm like doing really, really hard things, or I'm doing nothing hard. And I can't like just do some hard things. I can't just do some, like, you know what I mean? I'm either all in or all out. As it pertains to like whether it be my fitness, or it's like for example, I'll have a plan for the week, and then I'll get like, I won't be feeling well, and I won't go to the gym in the morning, and then I'll be like, you know what, this week's ruined. I'm not even gonna get, like, I'm not gonna hit my 6 workouts this week, so I may as well not even go ever again. It's like, what, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
And then I get also like, I get like shamey because I, like, even today, like I got up at 4:30, went to the gym, came back, and I just fell asleep for an hour, and I was like mad at myself. And I'm like, why am I more mad at myself for sleeping after I went to the gym at 5 a.m?
Yeah.
And I didn't miss anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't miss work. I didn't miss anything. I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's hard, right? Because I think that when doing hard things requires, you kind of have to put like the drill sergeant hat on for a second to be like, okay, we're not going to listen to our bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
Like our body wants to do nothing. Our mind knows that we can't afford to continue to do that because both are hard. No, like I really have been leaning into this choose your hard concept lately, but it's like 3 months of playing video games and eating junk food is hard. And I mean that in the sense of the results, the fruit that you bear from doing nothing, or what feels like nothing, or wasting time, or playing these fake games, or just living with these like small dopamine hits, that ends up being really, really hard because it lacks substance and it's empty. And now that's hard in its own way. Going to the gym at 4 a.m. is also hard in its own way. They're both hard. Like life is hard. Choose the hard you want is kind of like the thing I've been thinking a lot about. But
yeah. It's always funny. Like we started a whole business around this whole idea that like things happen. You know what I mean? Like, let's be humans, let's be heroic. Yeah. And let's do what we can every single day. And I have to continually remind myself that it's okay to like maybe like fail in a micro way, and not let that throw off my entire day or week. It's like, oh no, I got up at 5:30 instead of 4:30. Now I'm gonna have a bad day. It's like, no, but who cares? Like, yeah. Just now, I will say, in October, it felt silly to get up super early, go to the gym, and then come back and go to sleep, because it's like, why don't you just sleep till 7 and then go to the gym, right? Like there was a little bit of silliness. Right now, it's really pertinent because it gets popping at the gym at 6 a.m. because of like New Year's resolutions and stuff. So like, genuinely, like if you want to get in there and get your workout in and then leave like in an efficient manner without having to wait for machines or like the bench press or whatever, getting in at 5 is genuinely necessary.
Yeah. I don't really have the words for this, but I think about it a lot. Obviously, you and I we've been in sort of this self-improvement smoothie of a world for a long time. Mm-hmm. There is something to be said about like, it's like there's a mindfulness component to self-improvement. And I think the more that you try to bottle it up and kind of like what you're saying, you get into the habit and you're like, oh, it's 4:45 today, not 4:30. Like, I didn't do as well. It's like, there's like a nasty voice in that. There's something like that's really toxic. And I think that's where the toxic productivity thing comes in. Same thing. It's like you hear someone else goes, oh, I woke up at 4:45 this morning. And you're like, I woke up at 4:30 and therefore I'm better. It's like, so like, it's human, but it's so gross. And it's like, it's not the point. And it's like there's something about this like balance where like I'm being mindful of how I'm feeling. And I think the real heroic part of being productive is like is not necessarily waking up at 5 a.m., but it's like it's doing the balance of like, and the reason you're able to do that is because you can do it for a long period of time. It's like crash and burn type stuff.
Yeah.
That I think becomes like when you live with the drill sergeant, you go to bed with the drill sergeant, you're working out with the drill sergeant. It's like you can't live like that forever. It's too much pressure. It's painful.
Yeah. It's like the Hormozy thing where he's like, don't build a habit you can't do for the rest of your life. Essentially, it's like, and now obviously I don't agree with that to a full extent, right? Like different seasons of life require different habits, but yeah, it's like I don't know if you do this. I do this for myself just because I am somebody who likes doing things that are interesting to me, and I like being quirky. I don't know what it is. In the last 6 months, I think it's happened since like I met you. Like I feel like I've gotten quirkier and quirkier over time. Like I feel like I went to college as like a classic like student athlete, just like played Call of Duty and just was like just a normal guy, you know? And I feel like I've gotten quirkier over time. Anyways, so like whenever I build habits, I always make them quirky. So like instead of waking up at 4:30 or 4:40, I wake up at 4:37 every day. I don't know why. My alarm is 4:37 and I love waking up at 4:37 because if I want to, I can take a 2-minute nap and I still wake up before 4:40. I don't know what it is. I do it a lot actually. I'll lay in bed because I need to leave my house by 4:48. So I know that I can get ready in 9 minutes. So it's this weird thing. I don't know what it is. It's like this quirky, and I like it's a thing inside of my head. It's like a personal bit. But waking up at 4:37 is like my favorite thing because it's not 4:30 and it's not 4:40. It's not 4:35 either.
You know, I heard I think I heard this in the context of doing cardio. Because you know, out of all the exercise, cardio is like the most important, you know, your heart, your ticker. It's important to keep that thing alive. But they said something that was basically along the lines of what you're saying, which is like the ingredients of a good cardio routine for someone is like something that gets your heart rate up for 20 minutes, something that you can do every day. And this is the interesting part. It's something that you find unique to you. And I feel like there is something that's never talked about when it comes to building habits, which is like that quirkiness that you talk about. It's like that needs to be one of the ingredients, like maybe the secret ingredient to building a new habit. Like it has to have a sense of like weirdness in it, you know, like uniqueness, individualism. Because otherwise, like it's no fun to just adopt like someone else's routine. If you have something like weird or quirky or like something that is like for you, and in the context of cardio, this makes a lot of sense. It's like running works for some people, like you love running. Some people hate running. Some people will train for marathons, run a marathon, and still hate running at the end of it. There's like other forms of cardio that work for other people. There's like Taekwondo, you can play tennis, you can ride a bike. There's so many things. The point is like you find the thing that you like to do, even if it's weird, but if it's unique to you, you're so much more likely to stick with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wonder like if there's a way we could ever implement something like that into our intro content. It's a little hard to,
I think we already did. Right. So I think this is one of the byproducts of accidentally creating an adult coloring book is if you color in the journal, like you are making that process unique to you.
Yeah.
Because you're choosing the colors, you're choosing where to like color things in, and you're making the process of using the product specific to you. So although there's templated aspects of it, it's also very free form. So you can use it in your own way. And then you can like almost embody, you can embody the quirk, as Rachel mentioned, that the only reason the THA is the journal planner never finished is because of the quirk factor.
The QF.
And I don't know. I think that like, if you think about, I don't know why I want to put this guy on blast, but the Hyatt journal, what's his name? What's the name? Michael Hyatt journal. It's like the Michael Hyatt journal is about Michael Hyatt. It's not about me. It's like, there's nothing specific about me in the name of the Michael Hyatt journal. But we're the hero's journal and you're the hero of your stories. Therefore, it's like it allows for that level of quirk. And it allows for like you, no pun intended,
Nice.
to come alive.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe we kind of accidentally already maybe that is the hero's journal, is that it is kind of unique and you have to make it unique to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of meta in a way.
It's like the training wheels version of a bullet journal, right? A bullet journal, the reason bullet journaling is so unique and so special is because you get to make your own layouts.
Right.
That's a lot of work. So it's like,
the work is the magic of a bullet journal.
Yeah.
That's why it's so, because it's all quirk. It's all you need. It's like, I made this, but the making of it, like, oh, I made this week layout. I know exactly what I'm going to do this week. It's like, no, you don't. You know you're going to do this week because you already put in the effort and the time and the thought to make this layout.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's just, it's like time under tension. It's like, it's not actually checking off boxes or writing in your thing. It's like the time you spend thinking through your plan and your habits and what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just thinking out loud now.
Well, yeah, it's like, I think it's the same thing as like the reason why diets work is not because you're eating some special formula. It's because you're paying attention to what you're eating. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And in the same way, it's like you ate all your meal preps this week, right? You followed your regimen pretty strictly, and you feel great. And it's like, of course you feel great because you weighed out everything that you ate. Like you were so intentional that you know the amount of grams of food that you ate this week or ounces.
I do.
And so if you don't feel better doing that, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah,
nothing's on accident. When when you live a life that nothing's on accident.
Yeah.
Also, I was going to say this. One of my other kind of back to the quirk and like the individualism of like goal setting is that if you think about our lives, like how many of our routines are built based off of other people as well, right? Like how many things in your life are built around just you? And it's good to have those things, right? Like it's good to have a job that you have to like be there at 8, or it's good to have structure that is outside of just your own willpower. But the other side's pretty dastardly too, because you feel like you're you aren't in control of your own kind of like life, and you're not in control of your own destiny.
Yeah. Looking at setting goals through the lens of self-expression is really intriguing. It's like, I look at like fashion, you know.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of trends in fashion. There's a lot of like, I should wear this or I should put this on because it's cool right now. But the real outfit, the real exciting outfit is when you feel excited about what you're wearing.
Of your own. Dang it.
I can hear myself.
My chat got messed up. Like my Facebook like lagged out. And then I had to open it up again, and then
it's all good.
The playback. I almost had a perfect no playback day.
Yeah. Should we spill some beans?
Yep. We have 10 minutes for bean spillage. So however you want to do that. We got 10 minutes for some spillage of the bonds.
So we could talk about the thing. Well, how much do I want to spill? I feel like we should spill the name that we decided on for the new thing.
Okay.
Is it too early for that?
No. I think that
because you know what? We've been calling it something, and I feel like it needs a name.
Yeah. And we've been saying we're going to do it. It's not like it's a surprise.
Right.
You know.
And then I also want to do a plug for our new blog. And I have an idea that I kind of want to run by the live stream. I want to run by you as well. Okay. We're going to do real time as I spill the beans. Dang it, my camera locked back on.
I found you.
Every time you put your hand up like this, the cameras that Kyle and I have, they either turn on or off for the tracking. It's a little creepy. Let's spill some beans. I wish we had a graphic for bean o'clock.
I know.
All right. First bean spillage. I'm going to address these really quick because I saw a few comments. These are giant calendars behind me. I actually do use them. They're functional. Can't really tell, but I X them out every day and I write events and stuff, and they're giant and they're huge. If that's only 6 months of the year, that's what they are. They also are kind of like a decorum that I liked. I moved the sword and circle sign over here. It's actually more fun.
It was a good idea because it looked terrible over there. So
all right, that hurts my feelings. Okay, so bean spill numero uno. For a long time, we've been talking about making a leather edition of IMA. We have a leather edition of GOI, we have leather editions of LOI, but where's the collector's special edition of IMA?
Where is it?
We've been working on it. We picked a leather a few months back that I'm really excited about. We haven't gotten a sample yet, so I'm not totally going to show it, but what you should know is it's kind of like a red wine color. It's very like maroon. So it's like a much darker version of the LOI leather. So it's like a really dark reddish, brown, purpley kind of leather. It's really pretty. Same grain as Deep Space and Legend of Astoria. But we finally have a name for it. So sometimes it takes us weeks to name things. This was one of those things that was very quick. Are we ready?
Yeah. And
David, it's just like the other leathers. It's fake. It's vegan leather. It's fake leather.
Yeah. It's not fake. It's vegan. It's different.
It's not fake, David. It's vegan. Okay.
That's why I put a winky face on the comment.
Yeah. And then someone responded to it with a sad thing. So maybe not. The name of the Leather IMA journal and how we should refer to it from here on out is the Spellbound edition. The Spellbound edition of the Astoria Magic Academy. It's going to be our leather journal. It's going to come in an incredibly unique box that we're working on. It has its own bookmark. It's going to have a colored little ribbon. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be just like our other collector's editions, but is the Spellbound edition. And I love the name. I'm excited about it. We announced it to our team and we got full support, which also doesn't always happen. So it's pretty cool.
It won't be available till probably around April-ish. So
yeah, we're not going to be shipping it out till April. We might do a pre-order release. We're not super sure quite yet, but it'll be within the first half of this year. It'll be on one of these calendars, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
That means the first half of the year.
It's we started production recently, so it's not like it takes a little time.
Yeah. Spellbound is just it just fits, it's like you're bound to learn spells, but it's also a bound book, but you're also enamored with it. Like you just can't put it down. You're spellbound to it. There's so many entendres and puns. It just works. It's so simple, it's so simple.
Polyurethane.
Yeah. And David said, one day I hope that there's a real leather one. I would love to do a real leather one. One of the oldest projects that we actually abandoned with the Heroes Journal was to make leather covers for early journals. It was going to be made out of like genuine, not genuine actually, but
yeah. Like we had to have it made by Genuine instead.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, genuine leather is made by the R&B singer Genuine. That's what makes it genuine.
And we'll have some more. We'll have more beans and some more teasers about it as we get closer. It's honestly, it's a welcomed addition to the IMA family. It's difficult because the IMA journals, from a data standpoint, they Mystic Blue and Cauldron Gray have to live with Potions Purple, who's an absolute popular pop star. Potions Purple is our second bestseller of all of our journals, and it's tough to live in the shadow. So to see Spellbound come around and to really maybe put Potions Purple in its place, it's going to be cool.
Well, I don't want to sound any alarms with this statement, but I think the future of the Heroes Journal, we might have to get rid of some classic colors.
Yeah.
We don't know, but look, all we have is the data. And the data tells us that Wildwood Green is an absolute winner. Potions Purple, absolute winner. There's some other colors that just aren't as popular, like Lunar Sand has had a hard time.
Who's the number one? Wildwood Green's number one by far.
And Mystic Blue, right? Mystic Blue is also having kind of a hard time.
Mystic Blue and Cauldron Gray have lagged.
Yeah.
Cauldron Gray does keep up pretty well with Mystic Blue, which is a surprise because we thought Mystic Blue was going to be the it journal,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. I think that Gray is always kind of I would say we have kind of a risky product to buy. It's kind of like, is this thing going to work for me? I don't know. So I feel like Gray is sort of a safe color option with what's already kind of a crazy, journal. So I think that's people just like Gray. Gray just works. Maybe we should make a dark scale or like a gray scale version of all the journals.
That'd be cool.
Probably should. That'd be kind of fun.
It's on cue every time. Anytime Gray comes up, Nicole Davis makes a case for Mountain Gray making its comeback.
I do miss that color. I honestly,
it's a great color.
I know. I have every color of journal that we have. I unboxed them and they're sitting over here. I'm not gonna show you guys. Well, I guess I could show you guys, but I'm not going to. I don't want to. It's too much effort. Should I do it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's not that much effort. You take the little pointy thing and you just.
Well, yeah, it's more than you might think. I'm gonna see if I can. How much?
No, don't do it. Just don't.
How much slack do I have with this camera? Okay. Okay, give me. Wow, this thing is hot.
Is it warm?
It's really hot. Like, try and hold it.
That is warm.
Okay, I'm gonna. Sorry for the extreme close up of my neck. One moment.
Dude, nice chain. That's dope.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I was in the shot. That's so embarrassing.
Oh man, nice work, bro. That's so cool.
Wait, that's the wrong way. Okay.
Wrong way.
Can you spot him?
Zoom in.
You can also see the Galaxy of Astoria print on the ground. I haven't hung it up yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the other two to come in.
You're doing great, honey. Hooray! What's there's that the TikTok thing. I'm never inviting you to my live stream ever again.
Oh yeah. Hooray! Isn't that pretty?
That's really pretty. It's very Roy G. Biv, if you ask me.
That's exactly how I set it up.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that I kid you not, I Googled Roy G. Biv so I could get it right.
Really?
Yeah, I was pretty pumped.
Isn't Roy G. Biv literally just what it is?
It is, but the acronym doesn't include every color journal that we make.
Oh, right.
But
we don't have every color in the rainbow, right? Does the rainbow have every color?
No. Round's not in the rainbow. Yeah.
So it's red, orange, yellow, blue, violet. Is that Roy G. Biv?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot green. I forgot. Yeah. It's funny. I forgot green, but green literally lives by itself. It's Roy G. Biv. It's its own thing.
Yeah. Indigo.
I forgot indigo as well. We don't have an indigo journal. So did you put I guess Mystic Blue and blue are kind of they're like a weird love child of indigo and blue and navy blue.
Yeah. I will say the rainbowiest of it all is the orange red together.
Oh yeah.
And then blue, purple, pink together. Mystic Blue, Potions Purple, Cosmic Rose all together. Yeah. But it looks great. I'm very delighted when I go there.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to grow. One more.
What's more important? What would you say you think about more often? Do you think about Roy G. Biv or PEMDAS more often?
Definitely Roy G. Biv.
Really?
Yeah.
I think about PEMDAS all the time.
Yeah. The old order of operations, huh?
That's that is an acronym that has lived rent free in my brain forever.
PEMDAS is really because there's so many I don't know what to call this, like devices to remember PEMDAS by, right? Like,
Yeah.
please excuse me.
Mnemonic devices.
Is that what it would be?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's multiple, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a classic. I'm a please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's my go-to. Anything else is wrong, you know?
Wow.
What was your what was your directions mnemonic device?
Like for north, south, east, west?
Yeah. Did I tell you what? The one that I learned aged poorly.
I don't know if I can think of one. Yeah, I don't know if I can think of one.
Well,
What was yours? Oh, never eat soggy waffles. That one's right. Well, wait, what was yours?
That's what it was. It just didn't age. It just doesn't age well.
Why?
Because when waffles are soggy, they don't age well. You don't want to eat soggy waffles. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Let's do Bragg Clock.
Wow. I just feel like it's not hard to remember north, south, east, west.
I think it's the order. It's like the order of it.
Oh, maybe that's
Like
why.
everyone knows north, south, east, west, but it's never eat soggy waffles. So it's like in order.
That's
So
fair.
that way you can like, you know how I remember the directions based off of the freeways. I don't know if you do this, but I do this. Like I think about where I am in relation to a freeway, and then I think about where that goes.
That's
Because all freeways that end in an odd number are north and south, and all freeways that end in an even number are east and west.
That's right. I think roads are too.
Yeah.
I think I might be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I mean, Seattle's really easy because you have Lake Washington. So it's like east and west. I live on the east side of the lake. So I'm like, if I go closer to Seattle, then I'm going west. You know? And then you have the I-5 corridor. So you just think about where I-5 is. So you're like, okay, am I on the Seattle side of I-5 or am I on the Redmond side? You know, just kind of go from there. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Wow. We learned a lot about acronyms today.
You know what's really nice about acronyms is that you'll notice that there's a thread called Bragg Clock on the in the chat, and you can go in there and you can brag about yourself.
That's nothing to do with Bragg Clock.
You know what my favorite thing about acronyms are is that if you go to the chat, you'll notice that there's a thread called Bragg Clock.
Okay. Okay. Bragg Clock. Kyle and I demonstrated a brag earlier, talked about our weeks, talked about things we were proud of. So now it's your turn.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is respond to the thread that's in Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, you can just drop it in the comment section. But we want to hear from you. What is something that you are proud of yourself for? It can be from this last week, maybe this last month, whatever. It can be, big or small, whatever it is, relative to you and your quest, your journey. Whether that brag is just getting out of bed this morning, that can be a brag, or something like, I discovered the cure for cancer. Whatever. Both are great brags and they're both important and we're going to read them. So whatever you got, drop it in the comment section. Connor and I are going to take turns reading them. And if you're someone who doesn't like to comment a lot, this is your chance to hop in. Let us celebrate you just for a second. Throw the humility thing away just for 5 minutes. And we're going to brag about you as you go into your weekend. You're going to feel good about yourself, chin a little higher, stand a little taller, whatever.
You wanna play rock paper YouTube for which one we're gonna read?
Could you clarify the rules to rock paper YouTube?
Rock paper YouTube.
So what? So Rock meets YouTube.
Yeah, because Dwayne the Rock Johnson's the only actor bigger than YouTube. So it works out that way.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson scissors YouTube.
So, no, rock paper YouTube. So
I'm
it's
sorry.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson paper YouTube. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. I'll read YouTube. I'm already talking about it.
All right, go ahead.
Rachel said, nope, Rachel, that wasn't a brag. That was it was kind of a brag growing up in Beach Town in Southern California.
It was
It
like
was
a
kind of a brag, but Ali said, can I almost brag? Absolutely. I tried to do my workout class, went out and everything, but it started raining heavily. So walking 1.6 kilometers wouldn't be a good idea, but at least I tried to get there. That is a massive brag. I think that's not even an almost brag. That's a full-blown certified braggadocious.
Wow. Certified braggadocious from Kyle.
Yeah.
We should do like a brag of the week,
But I feel like that would be that would then say that all the same doesn't work. You know how we say like getting out of bed is the same as like getting a PhD in brag clock terms? Then we would be valuing other brags over other brags. You know?
Whatever. All right. Devora Fox on Facebook said, I got a new Lady Blackwing story on Kindle Vella. That sounds lovely.
Kindle Vella sounds like a story in and of itself. Underground Indie mentioned, humble brag. I have been working on my complex web development project to date, and despite its difficulty, my boss told me I've been doing a great job and inferred there may be a bonus coming.
Ooh,
That's amazing.
We love an inferred bonus.
I love
Jason Moss on Facebook said, I was born 43 years ago on Wednesday. Well, happy early birth, unless you're talking about this
or
last
late
week.
birthday, yeah.
I don't know if this is early or late, but either way, Jason, happy 43rd birthday. And hey, here's to 43 more.
The early birthday. Got it.
Early. Got it. Amazing.
Christian Gonzalez hit a new PR in the gym for a deadlift. I did some this week, and a PR is a good feeling.
Fantastic. Sky said Lucy wants to brag about her amazing chocolate covered cherry ice cream cake. She made it all by herself. Well, that is a great brag, Lucy. You should be so proud of yourself. Making a cake is not easy.
I think it's two baking related brags 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
we're on a baking streak, Lucy. We gotta keep it up.
I love it. Keep on cooking.
That was a double entendre, which I enjoyed. Karen, that could have been Corinne, but I think it's Karen. Got a call back for an interview and had another interview go well today, and was also the winner of the double entry challenge earlier today. Don't forget that.
Double brag. Melissa said, I'm not sure if it's a brag yet, but I finally applied for another job. I've been wanting a different job for nearly 2 years. That's a huge brag.
Massive
Brag. Applying for jobs is not easy. It takes effort. And, it sounds like you're choosing something that you really, really want. So congratulations, Melissa. Even if nothing ever comes of it, you deserve a brag point because you did something that you wanted to. Good job.
Brag points. You're getting all these different value metrics that go in.
Send out. There's gonna be a whole team.
Amy said, I have 2.5 legs done for a crochet moose. Oh, and I was up and dressed before 11 a.m. That's amazing.
David said, got through first week of Zoom classes. Have made a couple of good crock pot meals without salt. Wow. Crock pot is a modern miracle. I'll say it.
Zoom class sounds like the street term for airplane school. Yeah,
David is teaching the future commercial airline pilots how to go Zoom over which is how we want our pilots to be trained. It's great. Well, hey, good for you, David. 10 brag tokens to you.
Wow, brag tokens now. Brag of tokens. Patches has a two-parter. Well, I'm more of a continued story. I have really struggled to drink enough water, and I feel like I've tried everything to build the habit. Last week, I bought a Hydrate Spark Smart Water bottle. that tracks my consumption in an app, and it even lights up to remind me to drink. I have been drinking more water than ever. That's amazing.
Fantastic. Queen said, finally feels like I'm getting over being ill for 2 weeks. Wow. That's good news, though. Then I'll get back to studying. We'll take your time, recoup slowly, let your body, have what it needs. And good for you. I'm glad to hear that things are getting better.
To tide you over, you'll get 7 brag tokens.
Wow. 7 brag tokens from Kyle. Can we have
Just to tide you over. Just to tide you over.
Wow. Okay.
Rachel recently reached out to an old friend that they haven't talked to in years. Reconnecting after so long has been really great. It's amazing.
That's great. You get 1 brag shilling. Terry said, I have started living life again. Wow. I dropped out for a couple of months playing the piano, reading, going out, etc. Terry, that was like a poem, what you just read. I relate to that so deeply. It's unbelievable. Thank you for sharing that. I've started living life again. I dropped out for a couple of months. I just love that. I feel like that all the time. That's a great brag. You get 6 brag credits.
I was going to say 5 brag stanzas, but that's cool. Because you said it was like a poem. So
fair enough.
Stanza. That's a word that you don't get to use enough.
Well, 6 brag credits, it translates to 5 stanzas.
Right.
5 brag credit stanzas. So
absolutely.
There's a whole exchange system we'll go through.
Yeah. Stacy works from home and usually get back to my desk before lunch is over. But today I refused to let myself work, even though I was at my desk, placed an online order I needed to do instead. That's great. Drawing the line.
This is a giant brag. James Calderon actually said, packed up 90% of the moving pod that is soon to be headed back to Austin. I'm assuming you're moving back to Austin. You might just be sending your stuff back here. I don't know. But if you're moving back to Austin, James, that's very exciting for me personally, selfishly, because I want to hang out with you. So that's super cool. You get 16 brag cents.
Actually, I think James gets 1 ticket to a coffee.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna buy you a coffee, James. Yeah.
If you guys don't know, James is part of the architectural team for the introductory content for the Heroes Journal. And has been a vital part of
camera. You made me laugh so hard my webcam broke.
Which has been a very vital part in building the infrastructure for your quest. So yeah. All right, I'm over on Facebook.
Okay.
Shauna did 180 squats and 120 additional leg exercises the other day. My thighs hate me. I don't want to exercise today, but because there's more squats, but I need to get it done. That's amazing. That's a lot of squats. I mean, if you get anything less than 300 brag tokens, I don't know what to tell, because you did 300 reps. 1 token per rep. It's just the exchange rate.
Yeah, we'll do 150 brag tokens, and then we'll do 200 brag shillings, which roughly translates.
Yeah.
Okay. Melissa said, oh, shoot, I mean to brag about my book count since I ended the year that way. I'm at 11 books.
Wow.
That's like how many as I read last year. Congratulations. We're not even 3 weeks into the year yet. Very impressive. Good job, Melissa.
Very good. Can you finish this out? Because I have
again. Sky said, I got nothing, but at least I'm here.
Hey.
Which that's gonna get some brag stanzas, because even that is like a perfect brag o'clock poem right there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the heart of brag o'clock, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I got nothing, but at least I'm here. Thank you, Sky. Thank you to everyone who shows up vulnerably, who shows up, even if they have nothing to brag about. I hope with all my heart that brag o'clock never becomes, shamey feeling because you might not have something to brag about or talk about. Even if you just show up, that is worth bragging about. And I hope you truly believe that, because that's how we feel. Thank you for sharing, Sky. Mackenzie, also on Facebook, said, we had a 2-hour delay today because of a snowstorm that hit our area. And this was the first time I've been I've been able to fall back asleep after I reset my alarm when I woke up. Well, hopefully you stay safe during the storm. Glad to hear that you've been able to wake up for the first time in a little bit. Good brag. Nicole said, I have started doing guided meditations for healing RA and joint pain. Well, congratulations. Sounds really, that's a really good brag, actually. Okay, Christy said, I've really been struggling lately. Life has not been kind, but both of my kids are happy, clothed, and fed. Oh. Also, I'm at 7 books. Man, thank you, Christy. That was also a fantastic version of a brag. I'm glad to hear. I love the reframe that you just had with like, hey, things are tough. They could be worse. It's really optimistic. Thank you for sharing that. That was a really good brag o'clock, everyone. Thank you for sharing. It's really exciting. Thanks for putting up with me and Kyle's bit about the random varying degrees of brag currency that people get. Everything's made up and the points don't matter. Okay, we're going to give away a free journal. Kyle's going to spin this giant wheel. Whoever it lands on has 90 seconds to claim their free journal. If you don't claim it in 90 seconds, we're going to spin it again. Pick a new person. The way you claim it is you drop a comment, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, and we will send you a free journal. Without further ado, spin that wheel. And the winner of Free Journal Friday on January 20th, 2023 is Karen Little.
The power of the double entry.
The power of double entry. Wow. That's why we play. I'm just kidding. Congratulations, Karen. Wow. We should do this more often. We should have a trivia question or something at the beginning and just have like a double entry opportunity, because apparently it works. Congratulations, Karen. You won 2 things today. Fantastic.
Email support at the Heroes Journal to you tell John what color you like and where to send it to. So
yeah, Karen, do not make sure don't lose that email URL, but shoot John an email in the subject, just put Free Journal Friday. Let him know what color journal you'd like, and we'll ship it to you as soon as we can. Congratulations. I mean, wow. Karen says, feeling very braggy now. I hope you pay it forward in some way, shape, or form.
The brag, that is.
The brag, but man, that was fun. That was a really good brag o'clock. It was a really good Free Journal Friday live stream. Even though you guys just sit here and listen to Kyle and I talk about random stuff, it's always fun. I feel like we should make it a point this year to maybe spice up Free Journal Friday somehow. I don't know how.
Oh, I want to make a quick announcement.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to talk about that.
Got it.
So, starting in the next couple weeks, I think it's going to be February 2nd is the first day we're going to launch it. But we are doing a newsletter called The Road to Kickstarter. As many of you know, we are making a planner, and it's going to be the coolest planner. I call it a badass planner, but we've been saying coolest planner. But for you guys, you can know what I really think. It's badass. And we are making a planner that is going to come out in sometime late in the middle of the year. And we're going to fulfill it at some point as well, before the year's over. Anyways, if you want to be informed about all the news about this Kickstarter, make sure to be on our email list. We're going to publish a blog every so often. And on top of that, if you want to be somebody who is in the know, who is all about planning stuff and gets early access to pages, join the Heroes Guild. It's $12 a month, and we will send you planner pages every month. There's a vibrant community there of heroes who are questing together and planning together. So join the Heroes Guild. That's theheroesguild.co. It's kind of like the Heroes Journal, but guild instead of journal. And we would love to have you there. And that's my update. I think it was Nick's update as well.
I actually wanted to ask you about this live. So I think Shopify has a capability to have comments on blogs.
Yeah, I can turn it on.
I am asking a humble favor, and I will continue to plug this as we get closer to publishing this blog. I would love to see some comments from you. We need to double check this to make sure you don't have to make an account to comment, because that would kind of be lame and a lot of effort. So if you don't have to jump through the hoops, it'd be fun if when we published the Road to Kickstarter blogs, you guys could hop on and just be like, I'm so excited, like, yada, yada. Just say something, just, give it a little bit of life, so that people who are maybe eyeing the Heroes Journal or kind of visiting us from afar are kind of like, wow, look at this vibrant community of people who are heroic. So, anyway, we don't ask for that often. So this is one of the few times where, I'll be honest, I'm nervous about this Kickstarter. I really want it to work. I'm a little afraid it's not going to be a huge success, but we have a lot of time. We're gonna work our asses off, and we're gonna make it the best possible thing we can. And I hope that you guys are for every moment of it, because we're making this for y'all. So okay, have a good weekend, everyone.
As we always say, as we have been known to say, Nick, you can do us to sign off this week, but I'll make sure to hit end right at the end, right when you say it. So make sure you know.
As we always say, as we go into the weekend at the end of our Free Journal Friday live stream, thank you for attending. Make sure to be a hero. And if you're going to quest,